she lives in kind of a violent neighborhood, and so part of the story is they go to a school with where they're the only black kids. So part of this movie is about that experience that she has, and then she's driving in a car with one of her childhood best friends, and they get pulled over by a cop, and the cop shoots her friend dead in front of her, and then the cop like handcuffs her, and it just, that scene was really horrifying. And then they did a really good job with it because it just ends there, and then the next shot is her in the police station, and then her uncle is a cop. And so the story is about her going in front of the grand jury, and whether she's going to publicly testify about what happened, because they try and like slam her friend because he was dealing drugs, and then her family has a relationship with the drug dealer, and so she gets accused of like being a snitch. And the film starts off with the kids getting the talk from their dad about what to do when you get pulled over, and making your hands visible. And so it was just remarkable to me, and it just made me, I thought about young people I know and how that's their reality, and it just made me glad that real life is being depicted somewhere, and that people have it just made me think so much about kids that I know. So that was pretty good. And did you see Bohemian Rhapsody?
I didn't see it,
No.
but I do want to see that.
It was fun.
I want to see it because I like the group, so I do want to see it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Well, I watched that, and it just, I mean, I think they did a pretty good job. It was, I don't think that the guy deserved that much credit for. I mean, the guy won the Oscar for playing Freddie Mercury, but to me, he was like imitating. I mean, there were pretty incredible like concert scenes.
So to you didn't feel like he was really part of Queen. You didn't feel the Queen vibe from him.
Oh, I totally no.
Okay.
It was brilliant.
Oh, okay,
I mean,
okay.
but like, and so now I've been watching Queen videos on YouTube. Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it showed him performing on stage, and God, the guy was brilliant. Oh my God, he was so charismatic. And yeah, so you like that group?
Certain songs I like.
Yeah.
I like Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Of course, I like Another One Bites the Dust. Everybody likes that.
Yeah.
You know.
It showed how that was created, and one of the things that's cool was the concert scenes with people like waving. I guess they just were. I mean, with people like waving their hands in the air and clapping and stuff. And now at a concert, everybody's just standing there with their phones. Kind of a bummer. So being gay, and it showed him like hitting on guys and with guys, and so that's ridiculous. But if we're gonna get to the movie that I am pissed off about, that I haven't seen, that I have a lot of problem with. See, okay, I can know enough about something to be informed to not go see it, and so apparently in Green Book, the pianist, Donald Shirley, was gay, but the only indication they gave of him being gay, this is what I read about was a scene where he gets picked up in the bathroom. He goes to YMCA and gets in trouble for having sex in a bathroom, and his fabulous white guy friend needs to come bail him out of that. Like, yeah, right.
Wow. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, YMCA's were segregated in that era, but it's just, I mean, it's so disrespectful to make, I mean, to do that if you're going to, okay, you're hardly showing anything. They depict the guy as being estranged from his family, and which wasn't true, and they don't show him, they depicted him as not knowing who Aretha Franklin was, whereas the real Donald Shirley had pictures of himself with Aretha Franklin on his wall. They depict him not knowing how to eat fried chicken. Okay, the white guy teaches him how to eat fried chicken, and his family was like, Uncle Donald made the best fried chicken. And so, you know, they took away all of his individuality and personality. And so if you're gonna do that, and then the only thing you're gonna show about him being gay is getting busted for public sex, which probably, that's just so disrespectful. I mean, you know, you just need to think about, how is that, you know, they could have shown, like, shit, they didn't even, there's, like, one of the scenes with Freddie Mercury, they show him, like, at a phone booth, and some guy goes by and, like, looks at him, and Freddie follows him into the bathroom, and that was it, okay? That's, you know, they didn't need to show more than that. But here they need to go do a whole scene about Donald Shirley getting caught in it. Yeah, bad, no good. Really disrespectful. So, yeah. That's just not something I want to see. But yeah, so I don't know why people are complaining about the Queen, and you know, and it showed him in a bar, and it showed him partying with lots of guys, and so I was going back and reading about how it all came down for him, and he issued a statement about having AIDS the day before he died. Oh. And this was in 1991, and you know, there was always, and he got, you know, there were people that criticized him for not talking about it more, but, you know, he didn't want to talk about it. He didn't want to discuss it.
He didn't want to discuss it.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, okay, because I had a discussion with someone, you know, at the mission, where I volunteer, and the leader of the mission was talking about somebody that volunteers there, and said, like, he's my only openly gay volunteer, and I was like, I'm openly gay, and see, I get this happening all the time. And he said, oh, well, you are? I didn't know you were gay. And I was like, well, why would you? I mean, I don't have a partner, so it's not like I'm going to be saying, like, oh, me and so-and-so went to the store last night. And so it doesn't come up, and I don't feel the need to just tell people I'm gay if it's not going to come up in conversation. So, and that's the discussion I have with people about, like, yeah, I'm out. You know, I don't like, you know, they'll say people aren't out. I'm like, I'm out. An article that I was showing her, an article about Donald Shirley, that, or something I'd posted, you might have seen it, like, okay, the black gay man who was in this movie, and she found that kind of offensive. And
why did she find it offensive?
well, that was the first thing that they said about him. And so I was going like, okay, well, this was a publication that is about black gay issues. It was posted by friends of mine who are black and gay. And so I was trying to explain this. I was like, okay, well, I'm not, that's why this is expressed this way, because there's people who are interested in it. That's their concerns. But I was saying, if I was just talking to Donald Shirley about Donald Shirley to somebody, that's not what I would start with. I would start with saying this guy was a musician and what he did. So I think that was her point. And I was thinking about it, and no, I mean, I wouldn't appreciate if somebody's going to talk about me, if somebody's going to be if somebody's going to be going around talking about Global History Night, I would not appreciate people saying like, oh, there's this gay woman that does the Global History Night, because it doesn't have anything to do with it. It's not important.
Right.
So, yeah, and so that's what was interesting, with the other interests that I have and things that I do. I mean, that is what, like I did, like the Byron Rustin Coalition. I'd be pissed if somebody was talking about things that, and I was like, I really don't like people identifying me as a Jewish person, because I don't identify with that at all. But yeah, somebody was talking about that about me, and I was pissed. I was not like, because that's not what I want people to know about me. That's not who I am. And so I think, so like when I'm talking about, when I'm talking about musicians or artists or performers or somebody, I'm going to be talking about what they do and what they did, and then like getting to, their like identity, nationality, and all that. So yeah, we had a really interesting discussion.
So what's your thought on that? The Catholic priest that they said was molesting? He was molesting 5 to 10-year-olds.
Which one?
Well, there was one recently, and I guess he got. He didn't get punished. Yeah, like he literally, I guess he admitted to it, so they. Well, he's still a priest, and they let it go.
Well, that's what happens. Well, the Pope was supposedly trying to crack down on this, and he just had, and he's diffusing the situation. He started talking about, he did this thing, talking about how sexual abuse is such a problem, and in society, it's like, yeah, it is, dude, but you are supposed to be addressing the problem with priests,
right?
So,
do you think they should get off and not get any punishment for it?
Yeah, I think they should get punished.
Okay, so this guy literally got acquitted of it. Like they didn't get in trouble for it.
He didn't get. They didn't have evidence or something.
Well, he said he did it. He admitted he did it, but for some odd reason, I was reading, they said since he admitted it, they don't ask me why. They just let it all go, like no one tripped. And the people that I will say this, the kids that he molested it's like, I guess he was some kind of missionary. Yeah. In a town in Mexico. Yeah. And so what I think happened also is, the town, from what I was reading it said that the town that he is part of, they kind of think of Catholic people as gods.
Well, that's not even just, that's what.
So that's why they were saying that even if they were going to try to, I guess, push the issue, they kind of think that no one would say nothing because it would be like.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem everywhere with priests. Right. There's a Netflix story series called The Keepers about
I'm gonna
the
check that
effects. Out. Oh yeah, it's pretty intense because it's about a priest these women that are retired, and they go back, and a nun at their school, one of their teachers, was murdered, and they go back and try and find out what happened. And so they think she was murdered by a priest because she was going to report on him molesting kids. And so some of the kids who were he was molesting girls at the school, and they said they just had a culture where the priests were just so nobody said no to the priest, and he would just like call girls to his office. And
that's how it usually happens.
Yeah.
They were saying the kind of the same thing about this guy. He admitted to it, so technically you would think they could just arrest. He admitted to it. So but I guess if they did have to do the witness thing, that the towns he would go to, you know what I'm saying, these are like poor towns.
Well, yeah,
and to them he's like almost like God, you might as well say.
People are even more.
They're not gonna even tell on him. They're not gonna tell on this dude.
Yeah, the Pope was supposed, was supposed to be doing some sort of crackdown, because that's the thing. Like, no, don't be talking about, don't be trying to like talk about something as a problem in general. You need to be dealing with your priests. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if somebody necessarily. I don't know if they just need to not ever be around children ever.
Right.
I mean, however that's going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that the way the Catholics do it, they should change it to where now, you know how they have it when you're a priest, you can't have a wife and all that stuff? Do you think they should change that? Do you think that would make a difference?
I don't know. I mean, it's such a good. I mean, I don't know. I think so. Yeah.
They were saying that, if maybe they kind of changed that part of it and maybe allowed the priest to have wives and girlfriends or whatever, that it might change a lot of that happening.
I mean, I don't think that people molest children because they can't get married to women, because that's, because like there's married guys that molest kids.
My theory on it is I just thought about this, is that I think for the fact that they're not supposed to be married or mess with any man, woman, or whatever.
Yeah.
That I feel that they do it with children because they feel children won't talk.
Yeah.
If they mess with someone like you,
yeah, or
an older woman, if the woman decides one day, I want to say something, it's a little bit harder to control an adult
and
than a kid.
And they do. I mean, see, that's the thing. I mean, there's certainly plenty of cases of priests having affairs with adults. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I mean, that's what I like. Yeah, I mean, they should be able to be allowed to have. I mean, I would just think that, then a lot of people that are like in clandestine relationships would be able to come out and live openly, which is much more healthy. But I just think, child molestation, it's a sickness, it's a crime, it's a pathology. So if people have that pathology, it doesn't necessarily make a difference whether they could get married and have a healthy life.
Right.
You see, it's just different things.
I see what you're saying.
So, yeah. I mean, I think that the idea is that there's people who possibly have those inclinations that join the priesthood because they know they can act on them.
Right.
So there's that possibility, because you're just trying to figure it's a total like chicken egg thing. Like, okay, are they doing this because of their life, or do they go into that life because they, have those inclinations?
Right.
What about the Michael Jackson documentary?
I didn't see that.
Well, it's going to be on HBO. It's just getting a lot of. It's a 4-hour documentary.
Does it have to do with the child molestation?
Yeah, because these two kids that are now adults told their story, told the story in detail. It's really, yeah. So it was screened at Sundance. They had counselors.
So you saw it already?
No, I just read about it because it was. There's been a lot because it was screened at Sundance, and the guys have been
So you think he really did it?
Oh yeah. The kids they go over it in detail. like detail. It's really like, yeah, you know, and it was always like, you know, come on, like it's not, you know, some guys like, you know, it's not okay to like sleep with kids in your bed, you know.
I just think that's weird too. I always thought that was weird. I kind of felt bad for Michael in the sense though, because his childhood was messed up.
Yeah, but he messed up a bunch of it, and you know, so he had a terrible childhood.
But like you said, when you like 40, 50 years old and you having kids that are like 3 or 4 times younger than you, that's kind of odd. By yourself too.
Yeah, you know, and I guess he had like childhood companion, you know, he'd be out with kids, like bringing kids as like his dates and stuff. But so it's kind of about celebrity of how people, you know, because what he did, I mean, he would just, like with one of the families, they lived in Australia, and he just flew the entire family to the United States, and he'd have them all come stay at Neverland, and he just would like groom them, you know, like get their trust and just kind of separate the kid from their families. And so these kids and like these boys didn't know each other, and they had the same stories. So, and then they had testified on his behalf. So now people are saying they're liars, but it's like, okay, yeah, do you know, they were still like young and scared when they testified on his behalf. They said that he told them that they both, like he would say to the kids that if anybody found out what they were doing, him and them would go to jail forever. I mean, they were scared. That's what abusers do. So, yeah. So
what is your thoughts on like the parents and all the parents of this is what I've never understood is how would parents let someone stay?
I don't know.
And I get it. Everybody's like, "Oh, he's a star. It's Michael Jackson."
Yeah,
man. Dude,
that's what it was.
If I had a little fire, you think I mean,
yeah, me neither.
If my kid is staying, we all kicking it with Michael Jackson.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, you want to sleep with we all sleep together in the same bed.
Yeah.
We cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael sleep next to me.
Yeah.
You sleep on the other side. We good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand how that. Even with R. Kelly, I've never understood how these kids get away and do all these things, and nobody's ever just said, "Well, let me come spend the night," or has tried to jump in and fight it.
The power of celebrity, and I guess they're just sort of they're just explaining that some of these guys, they're just really, I mean, I can see it more so. I can see it happening more so with Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson, he just seemed so childlike. Yeah, but no, I mean, I wouldn't have let my kid do that either. But like, how could you let your kid go off with R. Kelly?
My parents as a kid would never let me. If I was going out to spend the night, they would never let me spend the night with a 30-year-old guy, and I'm 5 years old or 10. Dude, you just don't even. I don't care how nice the dude is. That just don't happen. And if a dude is asking that kind of is a weird question. Like, why you want to keep going my kid by yourself? Why can't I come? What's the deal? Yeah. If I can't come, they can't come. Yeah. You know, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's just odd.
It is, but that's kind of what the film is about. Just the power of celebrity and just how people are so swept up, and then the kids are trying to get into showbiz. So yeah,
my kid would just have to be mad at me for the rest of their life, because I'd be like, you can't do it by yourself. They can't have me come. I'm sorry, you can't go. Yeah. You know, at least my kid will be sane. You know, I wouldn't let them go by themselves and get turned out. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I want to watch it. I'm probably going to watch it because I'm so fascinated by Neverland.
I'm going to watch that too.
It's on HBO. Yeah.
I'm going to watch that too.
Because I want to see the footage of Neverland and all that. But the R. Kelly thing, like, no way. I do not need to be watching that shit.
You know what? I've known about that since the 90s. Even when I was in high school, I knew about that. Yeah. To me, it's like, I'm not tripping, because it's like, I knew he was doing this. Everybody knew about R.
Everybody
Kelly.
Did, yeah.
You know, ever since Aaliyah was first came out.
Yeah.
You know, he married a girl that was 15. He was almost 30. I mean, it just didn't make sense. Yeah. You know, R. Kelly's like 50-something years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was doing this when he was 30. He was messing with kids that were like 15 years old. And
Yeah.
it's like I was, you know. And like I said, I don't understand how these people let their kids just kick it with these dudes. And it's like, it doesn't even make sense.
People just get... yeah, I know. I mean, I guess like some of them are really charming. I mean, and
dude, you can't charm.
I know,
you can't charm letting a grown ass man
I know.
kick it with a little kid. You just, I don't know. There's no charming in that to me. That's me. That's just.
Especially like, you know, I mean, Michael Jackson had his whole like, yeah, he had a terrible childhood. He's a kid. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. Well, we had a really good time doing a show last week and then this week.
Yes.
That was really fun. And then Chantel's gonna have a show, right?
Yes, whenever she hooks up with me, I'm trying to get her to hook it up with Shantae. You gotta hook me up and let me know when we're doing this.
Well, she wants me to co-host.
Okay, let's do it.
It'll be fun.
I'm with it. It's just up to her how she wants to proceed with it. I'll bug her about it.
Yeah, I will too. But, yeah. So the next night, okay. So
when's our next show?
Yeah.
Do we gain or lose an hour? How does that work?
Spring forward.
Okay, so we're getting an extra.
You know, it's funny. February is a short month, but it seems like it's been long. It seems like it's taken a while. Oh man. Okay. Remember our talk about how we were talking about the difference between a hero and a martyr.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how long did we spend talking about that?
Forever.
A while. Well, yeah. I asked the Bible study leader last night. He's like, right off. Yeah, I guess. Okay, that's what I said. Like, okay, wait, Benjamin, what's the difference between a hero and a martyr? And he said a hero lives. I was like, whoa. I guess that's why you're running the Bible study.
There you go. All right.
Okay, thank you so much to Wayne Goodman. Oh man.
Yes, much love, Wayne Goodman.
Yes, Wayne.
He was really good.
He was super smart guy.
Much love.
Okay, see you next time.